Okay, welcome back. I want to just thank you for sticking with me while we made it through the navigation part and going through all the tools and the reports. I know that was it's definitely a lot of information to take in. And again, hope you took a lot of notes. And again, don't ever be shy about going back and revisiting those videos, right? Those tools and a lot of those menus, right? When you go through them, they're they're overwhelming, just like the AdWords dashboard is. So don't be mindful about going back and checking them out or viewing them, especially as we advance down through the course. So now we're finally getting to the nitty gritty of actually creating campaigns. So I'm super pumped about this next part where we actually get to talk about the goals, right? So what's the goal or what's the point? And this kind of sets the campaigns up, right? We talked about in the two previous lessons about, how to assign your goal, where they're at, really just kind of defining it before we really jump into the AdWords account, because that goal is going to set up a lot of what we're going to talk about next, the strategy and how it's going to be interacted with, right? So as we go to our Google Ads account, we're going to go to the campaigns tab here real quick. And I have a health insurance campaign in there, but I'm going to start from brand new, right? So I'm going to click the plus symbol. That'll work for me. I'm going to go new campaign. And this is where that objective comes in, right? So what are we trying to do? Are we trying to get sales? Are we trying to get leads? We're trying to do website traffic, product brand consideration, brand awareness and reach, app promotion, or do we have any goal aligned, right? I would suggest just to stick with some of these goals, like create a campaign without a goal guidance. A lot of times Google they've really actually advanced their AI and a lot of their smart learning to really, great levels, where a lot of times in the past, maybe it would have potentially spent your budget a lot faster than you wanted it to. Now they're much more mindful about taking in all the data and making sure that the contact points and even the impressions and the clicks that you're getting, they're very, very relevant to what you're trying to accomplish. So we're going to go down through these just a little bit, and I'm going to go through each one of them, right? So sales, again, this is drive sales online, in-app, by phone, or in-store. Like if you have a product or you have a service that you're specifically trying to sell, this is the campaign you want to choose, because that's the goal that it's going to drive. It's going to try and drive conversions on your account, right? Now you can run those across search, display, shopping, or video. Display and video, they're a little bit more difficult to run sales campaigns to, unless you have a much more broad kind of top of funnel or mid funnel strategy that's going to lead down into that, right? If your product just simply isn't searched and it's more of a visual product, then the display or video might be a better option. But again, I caution you on using this as your either top or mid funnel option, because again, this is ultimately, it's closing the sale, right? So it's going to look for the conversion, and that's where ultimately you need to make sure that you have the good top of funnel or leading down to it enough brand recognition in order to really find that. So these campaigns are typically going to be search or shopping campaigns. If you have maybe a concert or a new CD dropping or something that is requiring that very, very visual content, video does work. The banners, honestly, it's kind of something I would say stay away from. Right. Then we jump into our leads, get leads and other conversions by encouraging customers to take actions, right? This is definitely the campaign you're going to want to run for form fills. If you're trying to do calls, right, drive calls to a particular business or service, something to that effect, where there's ultimately, it's about gathering information or getting that person to basically take an action that is responding to your business, right? It's connecting with your business. That's what the leads format is. Now, again, you can run those across search, display, shopping, and video. Again, you just want to be very, very mindful about running these in any top or mid funnel strategies, just because of they may not have enough brand recognition or top of mind awareness as to your particular product or service in order to really be able to effectively have enough conversions within the display or video campaigns where they actually can optimize themselves, right? So the website traffic is typically what people are going to start off with whenever they have a new website or something that doesn't have a lot of data behind it, right? Because it's get people to your site. That's what the ultimate goal is. So you're not going to have impression-based bidding within here. You're not going to have impression share bidding as well as particular options. These are going to be click or CPA-driven campaigns. And they're going to work ultimately across, whether or not you're talking about search, display, shopping, or video. But really, website traffic is ideally going to be suited for more the shotgun methods, which are more on the display and video aspects of it, where you can get in front of as many people as possible, give them a good value prop and a little bit of teaser, basically dangle the carrot over them in order to get them to your site. Shopping and search are typically more mid-funnel. But again, if your product just isn't getting the exposure where you have, top of mind awareness or really brand recognition yet, then the website traffic campaigns, they're very good as well. Now, these product and brand consideration campaigns, and then brand awareness and reach, right? Now, you see product and brand consideration, encourage people to explore your products or services. You have campaign types, display or video. Reach a broad audience and build awareness with the brand awareness and reach. Now, the main differences between these two methods, right, is product and brand consideration is still going to be performance-based. And what I mean by performance-based is you still have the ability to do CPA bidding or CPC bidding in these particular models. Now, when you go into the brand awareness or reach, you are limited on your overall bidding methods where you can only do impression-based, impression share bidding or impression-based CPM bidding models. And again, if you've went through the vocabulary, which if you haven't, if any of this terminology that I'm using is foreign, make sure you go back and revisit that because I talk about it all in the FAQ and the vocabulary previous section. So the brand awareness, again, is going to be more for if you really are looking for branding, right? Like I just want to have as many people exposed to my particular product as possible, not really worried about how engaged they are with that product, where brand and consideration or product and brand consideration is more a hybrid, right? So it wants to show as many people as it possibly can, but it is performance-based. So they still are trying to encourage the click to actually get people to make an action and either go to your website, submit a form fill, go to, a YouTube video or something along those lines. It is prompting more of an action where literally this is like, hey, I'm just going to kind of wave at you as you're running by. Okay. Now the app promotion is, it's get more installs or interactions for your app. These are, again, they're either to get more installs from Google Play or the Apple Store, or in basically promote maybe in-app purchases, right? Like if you have somebody, they've already downloaded the app, but now you want them to actually subscribe for the premium membership. That's what that's going to be in there for, and those are what the app promotion campaigns are. So as you can see, these really do go back to what the goal of your particular campaign is, right? Are we trying to sell particular products or a service? Are we just trying to get names, drive leads, get insurance leads, drive people to input their information, just input their phone number? That's where the leads are going. Website traffic, hey, how do I get people directly to the website? These are definitely great campaigns to run if you're trying to, you have more of a long tail sales process for your product where you need remarketing, but in order to get that remarketing really built up, you just want to get that website traffic there and get them to apply the cookie, right? Branding consideration is similar to that, but again, it's going to be more about the overall impression. It's not going to rely on as much on engagement, where brand and awareness and reach is very much just about branding, right? How can we get people to have the name of our product or the type of our product, our brand on the tip of their tongue as fast as possible to as many as possible, right? Where, we're going to cover this in later sections, but I talk about the rifle versus the shotgun method, right? The sales, leads, even website traffic is more about that very pinpointed shot, right? The rifle method. Like I've got some keywords and a very defined audience where I want that particular customer to be able to find my product and only that customer, where the brand and product consideration, our brand and awareness and reach ones are more about, okay, let's